Wow! Hey, today I'm going to show you the most fun riff ever. So this riff is by the one and only Larry Graham, Central Station, I believe. This riff has a really crucial thing in it. I've heard it called something by some professional people, something about fours. I don't know what they call it, but it's a series of 4 notes. Probably why they call it fours. Now when I first looked it up, it said to do 4 open notes in a row. And I was like, how in the hell are you supposed to do that? In the context of that song. Nah, it doesn't work so well. So after a lot of listening, I found the trick to it is he fret mutes the third of the 4 notes with this hand here. And that third note is muted, and it gets a really cool percussive, funky, slappy effect. So you get this. So that's the thing that's probably the tricky part about this riff, aside from just the endurance, because there's really 2 or 3 riffs in the entire song, and the other ones are very, very brief. But so without further ado, let's get right into it. Now that we've covered that little thumping thing, you should be able to at least know what to work on. So first we're going to start with the hammer on to the octave here. So we're hammering on from the D on the 5th fret of the A, hammer on to the 7th fret, which is the E, and then we're going to do the open string. So we got that octave from the 7th to the octave. And right away we're going to do that and then do the 4s. Then we're going to do another hammer on, just like the beginning one. After that hammer on, we're going to do a fret mute. So then we're going to do that same hammer on an octave. So that's from the 7th to the 9th fret of the G string. And then we're going to go slap, pop. So we're going to do 2 hammer-ons, and then another set of 4. The whole thing so far. Then the fun part of the riff is we're going to do an open note and slide on, do a hammer-on and a slide at the same time, really, up to that A, and then the octave. And then another open note, hammer on slide to the G on the 3rd fret, octave. So that's pretty much the entire thing. And then there's one slight variation on the 4th time around, where instead of doing the slide hammer on to the A and the G, they do it to a C sharp and a D. So, the whole thing all together. That's pretty much the entire riff. There's a couple other little riffs in that, like he does a yodeling section in this song, believe it or not, where he does a little something like a... He does that, and then some other times he does this little pentatonic lick. He does that just to go back into the verse. It's like after the whole yodeling thing, and a country section and a classical section, and he ends it sometimes with this. So yeah, one of the downfalls of this riff, a couple downfalls of this riff, that if you just practice this and like you don't really expand your versatility very much, you might get caught in these, is one of the big problems with slap bass is that we rely on this open E note for everything, and this riff isn't helping that. So, but it's a fun riff, and it's really good if you're learning how to do slap, and if you want to build your endurance, try and play it with the song, because he does that for like 10 verses or something. I don't think it's quite 10, but he does it for a long time, pretty fast. So try not to be super reliant on that in your general slapping. And, you know, practice things in different keys. It's a good habit to practice things in different keys. This riff's pretty tricky because it has 3 octaves in there to do it. So if you wanted to do it in G, it would be like... something like that. It's not super practical, just because of the nature of the riff, but that's okay. The other thing is it doesn't really have a lot of color in it. It has tons of rhythmic flavor, but it doesn't really have much harmonic or melodic flavor, in that you're really only doing this hammer onto the octave. You're only really hitting an E, the entire song, just as the E. The color is in the, which is the 4th, and the 3rd, minor 3rd, so that adds some variety, and there's a minor 7th in there briefly, but really the whole thing is only doing an E. It's all on E. So, with that being said, I love this riff, and it really, I just do it all the time as like even just a warm-up, and those 4, the 1, 2, fret 4, is really a useful rhythmic thing. So that's a fun thing in the slap bass player's toolkit that I think everybody should experiment with a little bit. So let me know what you guys think. I want to see you guys doing it. I want to see you in the comments section telling me if you like this riff, if you want more riffs like it, if you want different riffs like this, I can try and go over it. So give me some feedback, and I'll try and help you guys out and give you what you want. So again, the song's called Pow. See you next time. So if you liked what I had to say on my channel, like my videos, don't forget to give me a subscribe, hit that like button, give me a share, you know, spread the word, make it good. See you later.